oldest Latino civil rights group came out against it, yet AOC keeps defending it, saying gender is fluid, language is fluid. Yes, and Latino voters are fluid. Intersectionality and the importance of shutting the fuck up about it. And undouching your face, man beards from Ted Cruz to J.D. Vance.
The Democrats are desperately trying to win Americans back, but, wow, are they failing? And spectacularly, enter Bill Maher. In his latest monologue, he mercilessly roasted the DNC, exposing their clueless, tone-deaf moves that crash harder than a lead balloon. Brutal, hilarious, and 100% deserved. If you love savage political takedowns with zero filter, hit subscribe and let's dive.
Point, I want to get to something very important. How many know what SAM stands for? It's a new phrase. It stands for Speaking with American Men, SAM. This is the new movement by the Democratic Party. They lost the men vote a lot last time, so they had a meeting up at the Ritz-Carlton at Half Moon Bay, south of San Francisco. I'm not making this up, where they served mini lobster rolls and had heirloom tomato carpaccio and seared sea bass in their conclave to decide how to win back the American man.
Kicked off his monologue by tearing apart the Democrats. LATEST attempt to win back American men, the very group they lost last year. And let's just say he was equal parts horrified and amused. Instead of actually talking to the men they alienated, the DNC rolled out a luxury hotel gala, complete with gourmet meals and all the political pageantry money could buy. Because nothing screams "we get you" like lobster rolls in a ballroom. Maher shredded the absurdity, mocking their tone-deaf effort to reach working-class voters from the comfort of catered luncheons. It wasn't outreach, it was theater, and Maher roasted them like a holiday turkey.
Now, look.
It's because we used to have conferences at Harvard to figure out what the working class needs, and so now we're moving west.
You got to own who you are. I get it. These are the mini lobster roll people. But they had this symposium, and we got a hold of what was this is Speaking with American Men. This is a real thing that they're doing, and they have these seminars. Would you like to hear what was some of the? Okay. These are ways that they want to. Seminars that they had to try to win back the typical American male, like how to keep your liberal base while putting guns on your Christmas card. That was one.
Maher kicked off his roast by exposing just how out of touch the Democrats have become. The message was simple. If they'd actually talked to the liberal men drifting toward even jumping to the right, they might have learned something. But no. Instead, they've doubled down on woke politics. While voters worry about the struggling economy, rising inflation, and America's fading global reputation, Democrats have been busy virtue signaling and pandering to the Twitter mob. Maher didn't mince words. This isn't just political incompetence, it's political suicide. Average Americans don't care about academic pronoun debates or activist jargon. They care about their wallets, their families, and their country. Yet the Democrats keep catering to activists instead of solving real problems.
Best protein powder for a clean bulk, and other dude conversation starters. Bud Light etiquette, when to drink it, when to shoot it.
Comedy. Imagine a Democrat trying to win back your vote not by fixing the economy, lowering inflation, or improving your life, but by giving tips on the best protein powder to bulk up. Hey bro, tried plant-based pea protein? Really? That's your pitch? You'd be standing there blinking, wondering if this is a political party or a fitness influencer. They completely skipped the part where voters care about jobs, gas, prices, and global chaos, and went straight to gym talk. Newsflash, voters aren't leaving over protein, they're leaving because their wallets are empty. If this is outreach, it's the most tone-deaf sales pitch since New Coke.
Fishing, the bizarre hobby working class men enjoy instead of pickleball. The only scene that you're obsessed with in Titanic, hint, it has tits.
Kept the heat on, roasting the Democrats for their increasingly delusional attempts to win back male voters. At this point, nothing would surprise me. Next week they roll out a sex appeal strategy. I wouldn't even blink. There's this ridiculous idea floating around that men are simple creatures ruled by one thing: boobs. So naturally, the next brilliant plan could be Forget policy, let's just flash some cleavage and call it outreach. It's like they skipped Political Science 101 and went straight to Maxim magazine. Maher nailed the absurdity, pointing out that if your big strategy to fix voter disengagement is thirst traps and TikToks, maybe it's time to throw in the towel.
Bruce Lee versus Bigfoot, mythical fight scenarios to man up your Joe Rogan appearance.
Is comedy gold? First, Joe Rogan, the left's once favorite bald, muscle-bound uncle, has quietly drifted to the political center. Why? He barely recognizes the left anymore. It's become a cartoonish parody of the movement he once liked, complete with clown noses and ideological gymnastics. Second, Rogan's podcast and a handful of scrappy independents has hijacked America's attention by delivering something mainstream media can't: authentic opinions that actually make sense. And the irony. While the left works overtime to erase traditional masculinity, Rogan celebrates it, hunting, lifting, speaking his mind. It's kryptonite to their narrative. No wonder they don't invite him to the echo chamber.
And the importance of shutting the fuck up about it. And undouching your face, man beards from Ted Cruz to J.D. Vance.
Can't stop preaching diversity and inclusion like it's a magic fix for every American problem. Inflation, bad Wi-Fi. Don't worry, just schedule another sensitivity workshop and world peace will magically appear. Meanwhile, the DNC clings to this obsession like a dog with its favorite chew toy, annoying everyone in the process. Enter Bill Maher, who didn't just take aim at the ideology, he roasted the left's tragic epidemic of beardless men. Seriously, what's a man without a beard? A lion without a mane? A cowboy without a hat? Facial hair isn't policy but to Maher. It's the perfect metaphor for a left that's been shaving off its backbone.
Last week, an 85% Latino congressional district on the border with Mexico, which had always voted heavily Democratic, flipped to the red team. And the campaign manager for the losing Democrat said, "We gave up a reliably Democratic congressional seat for no reason at all. We deserve to know why." Well, aside from your terrible attitude, I'm going to tell you why. Because these voters stopped seeing your candidate as their lawyer. That's why. Their message to you was, "I'm an American now. I'm here. Be my lawyer, not the lawyer for the migrants showing up in my backyard."
And that's the heart of today's Democratic Party problem. They've abandoned everyday Americans to appease a loud, hyper-progressive minority on the far left. It's almost like non-citizens matter more than their own citizens. Look at their record. Every effort to secure the border or tackle illegal immigration is met with moral outrage, but when fentanyl overdoses claim thousands of American lives annually, it's crickets. Where's the same urgency? Where's the outrage? The message is clear. Virtue signaling to activists matters more than saving American lives. Maher didn't hold back, calling out this hypocrisy. While Democratic elites debate pronouns and push open border narratives, real families are burying their kids, and somehow, that's considered acceptable in their political playbook.
Reporting how much Latinos despise the woke term Latinx. It's about as popular with them as a reboot of Speedy Gonzales.
Hallmark of today's Democratic Party is imposing trendy ideas without ever consulting the people they claim to represent. Case in point, the infamous Latinx label. Instead of engaging with the Latino community, Democrats slapped on a term dreamed up in academia and Twitter bubbles and then acted shocked when it didn't stick. Polls showed most Latinos found it awkward, unnecessary, even offensive. When the backlash hit, cue the political tap dance. Gavin Newsom and others suddenly pretended they had nothing to do with it, despite clear footage of them using the term. Classic move, push a top-down narrative, and when it flops, gaslight the public like it never happened. The arrogance is staggering, and Maher nailed it as a prime example of elite detachment.
Even the country's oldest Latino civil rights group came out against it, yet AOC keeps defending it, saying gender is fluid, language is fluid. Yes, and Latino voters are fluid.
Many question just how Latina AOC really is. Rumor has it her birth name is Sandy Ocasio, far cry from the bold, hyphenated Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez persona that emerged when she ran for Congress. Critics say she leaned into her Latino heritage only when it became politically convenient. Strategic identity makeover aimed at a specific voter base. The kicker: while marketed as a voice for the Latino community, many Latinos never saw her as one of their own. She felt more like performance than authenticity. But the left, never, missing a branding opportunity, rolled her out as a shiny new campaign mascot only to have it backfire. People can smell political pandering from a mile away. The left's obsession with identity politics, virtue signaling, and narrative control is unraveling. Between media gaslighting, questionable figureheads, and the DNC's pandering, Americans are waking up. Biden's chaos, economic decline, border issues, and collapsing credibility have exposed the cracks. Voters want honesty, not lectures. Results, not rebranding. Independent voices are rising. The echo chamber is breaking, and one thing's clear: the old playbook isn't working. The tide is turning. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more no-nonsense political breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see.
Reporting how much Latinos despise the woke term Latinx. It's about as popular with them as a reboot of Speedy Gonzales.
Can't stop preaching diversity and inclusion like it's a magic fix for every American problem. Inflation, bad Wi-Fi. Don't worry, just schedule another sensitivity workshop and world peace will magically appear. Meanwhile, the DNC clings to this obsession like a dog with its favorite chew toy, annoying everyone in the process. Enter Bill Maher, who didn't just take aim at the ideology, he roasted the left's tragic epidemic of beardless men. Seriously, what's a man without a beard? A lion without a mane? A cowboy without a hat? Facial hair isn't policy but to Maher. It's the perfect metaphor for a left that's been shaving off its backbone.